My brother splashed vodka on my face by accident. He laughed and asked if I needed to call my sponsor. I've been sober for 8 years. An hour later, I told the room his darkest secret. I hit rock bottom at 24. I had a drinking problem and went to rehab a year later and been sober ever since. That was 8 years ago. Now I make more in a year than my parents have sent in 10. I have a stable job now, a nice apartment, and haven't picked up a drink in 8 years. But to my family, I'm a failure compared to my perfect older brother. To my family, I'm still a druggie who can't go a day without a bottle of alcohol. Christmas at my parents' house last year was the day everything changed. When I walked in my parents' house, my whole family was watching me like they're waiting for me to mess up. My mom greeted me at the door with crossed arms and asked if I was sober enough to be here. My dad didn't get up from his chair, just said, "Surprised you showed your face," like I was crashing a party I wasn't invited to. I smiled and sat down at the table. The wine bottle got passed around, and when it reached me, my aunt yanked it back. Don't even think about it. Dinner started and I kept my head down. Then the gift exchange happened. My brother George handed me an envelope with this grin on his face. I opened it. A pamphlet for a treatment center. For when you inevitably fall off the wagon again, he said. My mom laughed. My dad said, "That's actually smart. Save us the trouble of finding one last minute." No one flinched. No one said it was cruel. I folded it up and put it away. Kept my mouth shut. George poured himself a vodka and walked over to me. Swirled the glass. "You sure you don't want a sip? I know you're dying for it." I said no. He leaned closer. "Come on, drop the act. We all know you're barely holding it together." I told him to stop. He didn't. He kept pushing, kept laughing, kept waving the glass in front of me like bait. Then his hand slipped. Vodka hit my face, my eyes, my lips. I could taste it on my tongue. 8 years of sobriety, and the taste was right there, burning. George put on a fake, shocked face. "Oops, bet that felt good though, right? Like coming home?" The table erupted. My mom said, "That's probably the most action he's had in years." My dad shook his head. "Can't even be around alcohol without making a scene." I went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face over and over, tried to get the smell out of my nose. I could still hear them laughing through the door. George yelling, "Don't relapse in there." When I came back, George was in the middle of the living room doing a bit, stumbling around, words slurred, eyes droopy. He was doing an impression of me. The me I used to be. The me I've spent 8 years trying to forget. Everyone was watching like it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. My dad was clapping. My mom had her phone out recording. Then George stopped and looked straight at me. "Am I getting it right? You'd know better than me." Nobody told him to stop. My uncle said, "Spot on. That's exactly what he looked like." I sat back down. I stayed quiet. Later, George gave a toast. He talked about success, about people who actually made something of themselves, about carrying dead weight because that's what family does. Then his eyes landed on me, and his voice dripped with fake sympathy. Some of us are still finding our way, and that's okay. We don't give up on family, no matter how many times they disappoint us. Heads turned toward me. My dad muttered, 8 years and still nothing to show for it." My mom whispered, "At least he's not in jail." Someone laughed. I picked up my water glass, stood up slowly. "I'd like to add something." The room went quiet.